WCIA3 News.
Tonight, a multi-million-dollar project to fix the sewer system in one village is going to cost the people who live there. We'll tell you how much per month. Plus, as the coronavirus continues to spread, what does that mean for schools? We'll tell you what's being done to stop it from getting into the classroom. And some teachers and students say active shooter training can be traumatizing. How you could get your kids to opt out.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA3 News at 9 on X49.
It's time to fix and address problems.
In the nearly 20 years David Phillips has been mayor of Tilton, he's heard countless complaints about the village sewer system, but all of that's about to change. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini, and for Jessica tonight, the village of Tilton's preparing for a $22 million makeover. It'll be rebuilding a wastewater treatment plant, sealing leaky manholes, and fixing underground piping. All of it an effort to address water and sanitation concerns that have plagued the village for years. It'll take a loan from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency to do the work. Now, if the state gives the okay soon, the village will only have to repay half the amount borrowed. They'll have 30 years to do it. Mayor Phillips says if they don't do it now, there could be consequences.
It's an opportunity time now because if we don't get that forgiveness, their sewer bills are going to be $79 a month.
The project will result in bills going up either way. Officials held a public hearing about the plan today. But if you'd still like to weigh in, you have 10 days to send written comment to the village or the IEPA. So here's a look at how much sewer bills will increase over 4 years. They'll go up more than $25 a month. A scary afternoon for some in Springfield as bricks started falling from a building downtown. Happened near Broadway and Adams Streets. Public Works has that building blocked off. The department says people in the area called them about the bricks crashing onto benches below. They inspected it. They found it unsafe. No one was allowed to be inside anyway because of a leak found a year ago. No one was hurt by those falling bricks. That's the good news, but a car was being looked at for damage. You messaged us about what sounded like loud booms over the past few nights in one village. We started asking questions. Some in Catlin say they heard the noises overnight, loud enough, in fact, to shake homes. The Vermilion County Sheriff's Office says they got some calls about explosions. They say at least one was associated with the power outage. As for another, they've had people in the past shoot tannerite. That's an explosive target, and say that could be a possible explanation. But they didn't find anything when they checked the area. Law enforcement in Macon County is trying to get drunk drivers off the streets. So they're implementing a no-refusal program for driving under the influence. It's for Class 2 felony or higher aggravated DUI offenses. So they'll be using an electronic warrant system. It allows them to more quickly and efficiently get a search warrant to get evidence from the offender. The warrant allows blood draws from drivers who refuse to take a breathalyzer or give blood samples after they've been arrested for a DUI.
In the past, it was simply an option. Now it is, we are going to do this every time that there's a DUI offense, a Class 2 felony or higher, we're going to do it.
Decatur police say they hope this will decrease the number of DUI offenses and hold those who choose to drive under the influence accountable. We have new details about a murder in Champaign. Tanisha Jenkins was found dead in her home in Champaign on Sunday. Antoine Craig was in court today. He's now charged with her murder. The coroner says Jenkins was smothered to death. Tonight, family and friends gathered for a vigil at the New Hope Church of God. They read poems, sang, and prayed together. People there remember her as a mentor for young girls and a loving family member.
She was like the light of our family, and you know, she was unique and very special in her own way.
She literally walked into the room, and whether you were a stranger or somebody that she's known for forever, she always made you feel really loved.
Tanisha was a big inspiration to a lot of people around here, even young ladies.
Craig would face life in prison if he's convicted, and doing it in an excessively brutal and heinous way. New at 9, police have made an arrest in a shooting that happened last year. Police were called to State Street and Bradley Avenue in November. They were told 3 men were taken to the hospital. They were all treated for gunshot wounds and released today. Police arrested 38-year-old Gregory Sappington for aggravated battery with a firearm and armed robbery. Police say he fired at the victim's car. A gun and marijuana were found inside a car at a driveway a few blocks away. An elementary school student was taken to the hospital this morning after being hit by a car. Champaign police say a Stratton elementary school student was walking on Randolph near the school when they were hit. The vehicle drove away. Investigators say the student is going to be okay. They're asking anyone with surveillance video from that area to give them a call. Schools in Macon County are taking steps to prevent the spread of coronavirus. There aren't any cases in Decatur yet, but school officials say they are working to ensure students and staff are safe. The district says they've been working with the Macon County Health Department to put a plan in place. The department is working with school nurses, and schools were given packets of information about the virus. A state senator from Champaign wants parents to be able to opt their kids out of active shooter drills and school. Senator Scott Bennett's opinions on this matter have changed. In fact, he voted for the drills to be required in the past. But when presented with data saying these drills could do more harm than good in some cases, he filed a new bill.
Some of the data coming out suggests that kids aren't necessarily any safer because of these drills, but they are often producing some trauma or psychological effects. We want to go ahead and explore that. We want to try to standardize how people do the drills in different districts, and also let parents have the option to opt out if they don't feel their kids should be part of it.
Bennett said he still plans to tweak the bill and intends on consulting with the State Board of Education on this matter. This bill, though, has cleared committee. Talking to kids about sex can be difficult to navigate. A new proposal at the Capitol wants to make sure teachers handle this responsibly. Right now, the state doesn't mandate sex education. The REACH Act would change that. It would require districts to implement age-appropriate sex education that is gender-inclusive. The courses would explore topics including personal safety, healthy relationships, body image, and sexual orientation.
I think it's very important and vital that that at a young age you know what a healthy relationship looks like. Especially, it's not just like dating, it's just like friendships that you have and like healthy bonds that you hold with people. That's very important.
The bill calls for the programs to be phased in over time to give districts time to perfect the curriculum. Parents would have the option to remove their child from the classes if they want. We're learning more about the victims and the shooter in a deadly mass shooting in Milwaukee. Plus, there are several cases of the coronavirus in the U.S., why one is standing out.